shortcut, you know. The only shortcut is to go to Hollywood and become a big star and then come into it, you know, like Joss Whedon, but then that, you start at the bottom there and move up. Or get have sex with people you don't like.
Thank you.
Somewhere over there in that bright light where I can't see.
Do you actually like the Wanted movie, and how do you feel about all the changes they made thematically?
Well, because I was a producer on it, you know, so I sat in those meetings where they said, look, really nobody gets the in-joke about Mr. Mixshed Titterlick in the Parasite, and I'm like, fair point. You know? So we edited it down to what was the essence of the movie, which was all about a guy becoming a superpowered assassin, who was a nerd whose life was shit beforehand, you know, so that was the nub of what it was about, and we took out all the superhero in-jokes. You know, so the first 58 minutes is exactly the first two issues, then it does its own thing with the Weavers for like half an hour, then goes back to Wesley's big raid on the building, so, you know, I was happy that it made $350 million and started the movie career, you know, so I couldn't be happier. You're supposed to have like 5 shit films, and it was like, when you start your career, and I was really lucky, my first one was a big Angelina Jolie picture, and it opened lots of doors, you know. We've got 1, 2, and 3 now, you know, so it's great. Oh, I couldn't be happier with it.
So you're saving your 5 shitty films for later.
Yeah, it's at the end of my career with the 5 shit films.
Well played.
I'll get through these questions as quick as I can. Speaking about Wanted again, other than their appearance in Savage Dragon, like 187 or something, will we see the Wanted universe again?
No, definitely not. No, even the Savage Dragon thing was just because I'm friends with Eric, you know, but I like it. The nice thing about creator owned is nobody can come in and ruin it. If anybody's going to ruin it, it's me. You know, that's my plan. So like, I like the idea of just being self-contained, move on. American Jesus, move on. Kick-Ass, move on. You know, so I'm going to do 3 volumes of Kick-Ass, and one of the studios wants it to be a big franchise, you know. We see it as 3 at the moment, but it could go on. It's got that Spider-Man potential where you can do lots with it, I think, where once it was a bit more self-contained for me. But, you know, the studios have got some good ideas for where to take it now, and we get paid literally the same money again, even though we did nothing. So, bring it on.
My next question is about your movie career. I heard Matt Vaughn was attached to direct the trilogy that you wrote about Superman, and I was really wondering what was the problem with all the studios that it did not get picked up.
The honest truth is, they were just scared because the last movie cost, I think it was $280 million, and I made it back $380, which they only get half the money back from the receipts because the other half goes to the cinema, so they lost a lot of money, and they're just naturally apprehensive about doing more with Superman. They talk about it occasionally. There's no interest in me, but they went to Matthew because he's a very well-liked Hollywood director, getting very powerful, and Matthew said to me, look, I know you've got some good ideas with Superman, so we talked about it for a little while, but to be honest, I'm actually not that fussed. I mean, I love Superman, but Kick-Ass has been such an amazing experience. I realised I'd rather be George Lucas, you know, like, we just go off and make our own movies and we own them. You know, like this movie's been, and it's a very expensive independent movie, but we think it's got the potential to be gigantic, you know, and that's a kind of model that I'd quite like to follow with future stuff and retain really good control over the content that way too.
And then my final question, I was a little confused at the end of Masters of Doom. What exact ratio of hate and magic was it that made Doom stay alive when he got eaten by all the sharks?
The ratio was 78 to 26.
Okay, that's all I need. Thank you very much.
Because of all the swearing and like violence, Kick-Ass, it was hard to make it because no studio wanted to touch it. Did you have the same problem when publishing it to get it to like a more mainstream and wider audience?
No, not at all, no. Marvel actually, for the Wild West at Marvel, I love it. I mean, that's why we're all there, you know, the guys are just great. I mean, I think because the company's run by a freelancer, essentially, you know, a guy who was an artist and writer before he was editor-in-chief, there's just a chaotic spirit where we just like to do good books, and if they sell, all the better, you know. So, no, I mean, I've been at Marvel now since 2001, and I've never faced any kind of censorship. Like, as far as I remember, nothing at all.